If you own a home with mature trees, eventually you'll face a major expense that catches almost everyone off guard, taking one of them down. Pricing starts with a simple formula based on height. A 30-foot tree runs $400, an 80-foot oak pushes past $2,000. But those bottom-tier numbers assume a frictionless scenario, a small palm next to an open driveway where trucks can pull right up. Change the setting and the math changes completely. With 10 tons of wood swaying over a fragile roof, the crew must operate much differently. That means basic height and size charts only give you a theoretical starting point. They completely ignore the real-world variables that dictate your final invoice. This is why property owners often feel a bit of sticker shock. You look up average prices online expecting a cheap afternoon job, and instead you get an estimate for $2,000. Two identical trees, same height, same species, even in the same neighborhood, can yield quotes that differ by thousands of dollars. The real price is driven by three hidden variables. First is access, second is risk, and third is timing. When you don't know how these variables are calculated, it's easy to assume the whole tree just has to go, even when a cheaper, lighter service would solve the problem. By understanding the arborist's actual pricing equation, you can match the right service to your property and avoid paying for labor you don't need. Location is the first massive disruptor to that base price. Look at this property layout. When a large tree is trapped tightly between a house, a pool cage, and a fence, the crew can't just fell it. Tight access forces the climbers to use slow, careful sectional rigging. Every branch has to be tied off and lowered by hand, which drops the crew's pace and usually adds a 25 to 50% premium to the base quote. The second major multiplier is the biological health of the tree itself. A dead or rotting trunk is structurally compromised. It's unpredictable, making it highly dangerous for the arborist who actually has to climb it. Because the wood can snap without warning, dealing with a declining tree requires specialized safety measures, and that physical risk translates directly to higher labor rates. Any variable that slows down the crew's pace or increases their physical danger will multiply your bill. The most volatile pricing factor of all is timing, specifically the difference between scheduling maintenance on a Tuesday in April versus making an emergency call during storm season. This chart maps cost against timing. When a tree falls during a storm, emergency post-storm jobs carry a 30 to 100% markup. Contrast that with proactive pre-June prep, locking in base rates and avoiding the scramble entirely. The physics change after a storm. A fallen tree resting on a roof is under immense physical tension. One wrong cut can cause a crash. Delaying the removal of a known hazard is a high-stakes financial gamble. When you let nature decide the schedule, you usually end up paying double. There is another common surprise on the final invoice. Most tree removal quotes only cover getting the trees safely to the ground. They do not include the stump left behind. This chart breaks down how stump grinding is billed as a separate line item. It scales by diameter. A small 12-inch stump might add $100, while a massive trunk over 2 feet wide pushes closer to $400. You can skip the grinding to save hundreds of dollars up front, but that leaves a permanent obstacle in your landscaping that can easily become a habitat for termites and ants. Then there is the sheer volume of wood and branches. Loading and hauling and paying dump fees takes significant crew time and fuel. If you want a quick way to save, ask the crew to leave the wood or chips on your property. By keeping the resulting mulch on site, you completely eliminate the dump and disposal fees. Unbundling these line items, handling the debris yourself, or delaying the stump grind is the most direct way to reduce your total cost. Sometimes the smartest financial move is avoiding removal entirely. Not every problem tree requires a full takedown. If a tall tree is structurally sound but crowding your roof, opt for crown reduction. This trims the upper canopy, leaving the trunk intact. Crown reduction protects your home for a fraction of the cost of total removal. The only trade-off is that the tree continues to grow, requiring maintenance pruning every few years. For trees that are just overgrown, standard trimming and pruning is the cheapest preventative measure you can take to clear branches away from your siding. Verifying the tree's health first lets you choose from several preventative options that cost much less than full removal. This practical decision framework starts with tree health. For a healthy tree, pursue crown reduction, skip stump grinding, and leave wood chips on site to slash your invoice. For pre-storm hazards, schedule proactive removal before June to secure base rates. But for a fallen tree on your roof, abandon budget optimization. Your priority is securing a certified crew to safely remove the tensioned wood immediately. In emergency cases, you can offset massive markups by utilizing professional insurance claim assistance, covering the removal of a fallen tree that damaged your home. Correctly identifying your specific scenario ensures you don't accidentally buy a premium emergency service for what is actually a standard maintenance problem. Every property owner faces the exact same trade-off: pay for proactive mitigation on your terms or pay reactive emergency costs on nature's terms. An arborist's quote is a direct, calculated reflection of their crew's time and the physical risk they take climbing a heavy, unpredictable structure. The golden rule is simple. If you lower the risk for the crew by addressing issues early, you lower the price for yourself. Smart tree management is ultimately about managing your financial and structural liabilities well before a storm forces the issue.